All right, guys, it's Copper Cutlass, and it's a little hazy in here because we've been welding, but I got these patches all welded up, and I'm really, really happy with how everything is actually turning out. And I have this weird format or layout here for you guys for a specific reason. I'm going to explain to you guys what I'm going to do. Now, taking into consideration that these are going to go on a race car, I am going to kind of cut back some of the areas, and one of the areas that I'm going to cut back down is like this entire hinge. So where the fender is stamped here, there's an inner brace, and then the hinges mount here. This car uses Zeus fasteners and a pin-on hood, and we're not going to use any of that. So I'm going to trim it the entire length. So like from here, because we still need this mount tab, we're going to trim it all the way here and go down into the front because we still need to mount these to the front. So both sides are going to get that treatment, and then both sides are also going to get the 90-degree lip, where we're going to eliminate this whole flange as well, or lip, whatever you want to call it, where you would normally put your inner wheelhouses, inner fenders, whatever the fuck you want to call them. I'm going to cut that down, and then here I'm going to just cut this at the cleanest point, and then just kind of push it down and weld it down into, you can already tell I put a couple of tack welds into the bottom of the patch. This is all welded up, and what's really funny is both of these fenders are actually incredibly straight, where they're almost not going to need any body filler. Obviously they were fixed at some point, dings and dents there, but that's not a big deal. I'll probably hammer and dolly that and use even less filler than what's on there. And I do have to weld these holes up, which is going to be tricky because, so I welded on the corner because the corners tend to suck up heat, right? And what that does is it eliminates the heat from, traveling through the panel and just kind of out of this corner. And I did kind of weld these up fast, and I don't have any warpage here at all. Now underneath here, you can see we got body fillers still. So what I'm going to do is, once I take this trim molding off, I'm going to probably like feather this primer to the point where it's not flaking or anything. And we're just going to blend our body filler into like this area. And since this is like a concave area, this is areas where you can blend your filler into so it goes from concave to convex. You can really blend your body filler up into the area and not do a whole lot of buildup of your filler. So keeping it to a minimal. It's tactical also to where you weld. And that's where I tell people, you see a lot of people hanging quarter panels and stuff. So on this car, we welded the quarter because you can't get a full sail panel quarter. We welded it all through here, but we are in an area where you can hide a lot of your body filler. And I see a lot of guys just doing it in wrong spots, like underneath that, because they're trying to maintain as much of their original quarter panel as possible. But I think in the end result is actually probably worse because you're going to end up utilizing a lot more filler. Now, an area where I would probably say this would take a lot of skill, but you could do it, is if you were to section, let's say the bottom of the quarters are gone, the rest is good, I would probably opt to butt weld this entire area down in through this corner here. And then you will be able to, keep your body filler to a minimum and utilize that corner to dissipate the heat away. Even though it's a rolling corner, in that situation, you would want to weld on the bottom side of the crown, apex, whatever you want to call it. But you would want to definitely weld just underneath the corner, but you would want to weld in there and just kind of follow it into this concave area because, again, that's a corner. It's going to draw heat. So this area may sink in a little bit, but it's going to give you a little bit of room for your body filler. And as long as you move fast, it'll be good. So again, just like welding stuff, this is what you want to see when you're butt welding. So you could see that we got good penetration. There's a little spot there where I kind of didn't, but it's fine. I'll clean that up. And I guarantee you, if I grind this back, we're going to hit the weld and we are good. That's the only spot where you really don't see much of the penetration. And yeah, I probably could have done a little bit of a better job cleaning it, but there's no porosity, there's nothing. We're good. But ultimately, this is kind of what it looks on the surface, just a bunch of tack welds, and you move at an appropriate speed so you don't warp it. And I did what I know how to do, and hopefully sharing with you guys helps you guys out. And but yeah, this is what you want to see when you butt weld on a panel. Even collision work, when we're seaming sail panels and we're replacing quarter panels, this is what you want to see. You want to see that penetration coming on the backside, because on the face side, you got that as well. So you got like that eye-shaped, if you will. In theory, you got a good metal bond there, or fusion. So hopefully you guys have enjoyed following this. From here, it's just been kind of a Sunday fun day. The other video you guys probably saw, working on the 347. I was just, I needed a day to just kind of work out of here and enjoy myself, because I do like being out here a lot and just working on stuff. And right now, I'm kind of like in a weird area in life where I'm kind of realizing that I have a lot less time than I used to, but whatever time I do have, I utilize it well. So obviously we're out here. That made a quantum leap from where it's been sitting for a little bit, and then this is moving right along. And my goal is to have these fenders done before the end of the year, and we'll hopefully have this fired up in a couple of weeks. All I have to do is order up a couple of parts, and here it's going to be a little bit of body filler work, trimming. We still have to patch the bottom of this here, but we got some sheet metal lying around, and that's a quick little patch. And, feeling this fender on the inside, it's actually fairly nice. So it's not gooped up with a bunch of Bondo, even though I did write in cursive copper cutlass on the outside of this one, But this one, really, these are the only two dents. And then you always have a weird transition on these fenders where it's kind of curved up top, and then it flattens out. And people, kind of in this area, spend a little too much time. We're going to do a little swipe of glazing putty here, blend it all in. As you can see, the shape, it goes round and then flat and then it peaks out. So again, all around, these fenders are going to be better than what was on there, and lighter because there's a lot less material. And we're trimming off a little bit of fats. And then, we also have the front bumper, which I don't know if I showed you guys in detail the bumper, but you guys know we molded and made our own bumper for the front of the car. We got some splitting there, some damage there. The other side's probably the worst, which is the side that went into the wall, but we have everything there. So we might have to put a little foam corner piece in here, because obviously we are missing the entire corner of this fender. So I need to shape a piece of hard foam and bond it in there to use it like almost like a mold, and then just grind it back with like a wire wheel. I don't know if you guys know that technique when you repair fiberglass, but if you use like thick hard foam and you temporarily glue it into the or even if you use like great stuff and you clamp it, the great stuff will hold the panel in position while you do your outer layers of fiberglass, which is enough to hold it. And then you go in there with like a wire wheel and you remove all that foam. It makes a mess, but it's good to do that, because then that way you're going to be shaping it the correct way. And then you go in there and you do a couple of inner layers, and then boom, your repair is done. And so hopefully we can move along on this stuff. And, we're going to paint it off the car, because, there is no going in and blending stuff on this car. It's got all kinds of artwork on the side. And so we're just going to, shoot the moon and go for it. And the last time I fixed Dave's car, I did like a mid-panel blend, which is like not ideal, but because of circumstances, we decided to do that. It actually worked out decent. So from here, we're going to move forward, start grinding, cleaning up the fenders, I'm going to see if I can get these blasted, and it would save me a ton of time, and I may owe somebody a favor, but again, that's what we do around here. We make it work. We get by on what we got. So we'll see you guys around. Share, like, subscribe, follow me on Instagram as Copper Cutlass, and we'll see you guys around.